So I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, thank you. I appreciate it. But I'm not really a fan of having my booty licked. So I appreciate it, Chantel. But no, like, not for me. Like,
What type of girls are you dealing with, bro?
bro, it was normally no. And I would never ask for it. And
So you've never done it before?
No, that was the first and last
I
time.
don't believe you, man.
Brother, why would I lie?
I don't believe you.
Anyway, oh shit, we're live.
Are we live?
We're live.
What up, guys? I am Sa Ra Garvey, and welcome back to The People's Opinion. We are back today, and we're going to be discussing the man, the myth, the legend. May he rest in power, Kevin Samuels. We're asking today whether he was right or whether he was wrong. Was he ahead of his time, or was he simply a quote-unquote misogynist who hated women? That's a talk that was happening while he was there. But today we're going to explore some videos and some statistics to see if Kevin Samuels was actually right. But it's not just me here, you know. There is somebody here with me, and you just heard talking about something very intimate and very close and dear and close to his heart. I actually feel like he probably needs to let people know that he actually does get it done.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you, brother.
I do not get it done.
Brother, it's Valentine's tomorrow, you know.
Brother, if I did get it done, this is 2024.
It's Valentine's tomorrow, brother. Where are you and your boyfriend going?
The 14th of February is my mother's birthday.
It's your mother's birthday?
Every year. She saved me with that one there.
Big up, mumsy.
Big up, mumsy.
Seriously, what you and your boyfriend doing tomorrow?
We're not doing anything.
You're not doing anything?
No, me and my boyfriend aren't doing anything. Clown.
Guys, how many we got in? How many we got in at the moment?
I think we have not many. 20.
All right, cool. Let's get some more in, guys. Because we've got a few things to review today. Jesse, we've got a few things to review. We're gonna talk about a lot. I've got a lot to say when it comes to the views and opinions of Kevin Samuels and what's gone on with the modern day woman, and stuff in and around that. Let's just say in and around that. But if we just get into it straight away, as a matter of fact, Jesse, let's get into it. There's a video there from Tyrese's wife. Now, those who know Tyrese's wife or don't know Tyrese or understand what's gone on with Tyrese of recent months and recent years has gone through a divorce, and he's had his own troubles, you know, as a man trying to see his children. And his wife apparently is trying to usurp the prenup that they wrote together. Okay. She okayed it. According to Tyrese himself, he said that she was okay with it, and they got married, and he met her in like, I don't know, $25 sundress or something like that. And she was like, she doesn't care about the money. She just cares about him. However, now apparently she's trying to take him to the cleaners for 20 grand a month or something like that, Jesse.
20,000 what?
20 grand a month, apparently.
God.
Yeah, even though she's already signed a prenup. Remember? That's one running theme that I think is going to be today, is going to be the manipulation, the lies, and the deceit of a lot of these modern day women. But yeah, let's play the video and see what she says and see what Kevin Samuels says.
The video is 53 seconds. Here we go.
If I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow. Single women keeping women single. What your friends do, ladies, is they take your emotional bandwidth that should be for you and your healing, you and your progression, and what they do is they weigh you down with like an albatross around your neck. They drain you. They see your possibility and they realize one thing. They don't have the desire to do any better. See, it's not as though they can't have what you're on the way to get. They're just too lazy to do the work. This is the mess they do to manipulate you to stay stuck with them. And modern women are blind to the manipulations of their friends because you assume these people are actually your friend. They're not your friend. They're not your friend. They're not your friend.
They're not your friend, ladies. I've said before that women don't like other women. And Kevin Samuels, may he rest in power there, said that women keep other women single. This woman, Tyrese's wife, stated that if she never had the people around her, she wouldn't have, now looking back on it, she wouldn't have filed for divorce. Now imagine you say on a podcast or to the public that had you not had those people around you, you probably wanted to file for divorce. But then when you did file for divorce, you're still trying to take the man to the cleaners. Jesse, what's going on with that? What would you do, brother?
I saw a thing on Instagram, whatever. You know, when you have an argument with your girlfriend and
Mhm.
then she apologizes
Mhm.
and she comes back later and she's mad again. That's because she's gone to her group chat, told her friends, and they've said no, 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 no. You need to go back in there. That's not right. So she's addressed the board of directors, and the board of directors have said no, no, we don't accept this apology. Go back in there and be mad.
But then this is what's very interesting about that. Aren't the board of directors, or isn't the board of directors supposed to be her man?
There should be.
Do you get what I'm saying? I think that when it comes to women, they listen to women so much, and women have historically, specifically at this stage in time, given each other the worst advice.
Yeah.
Women give each other the worst advice, Jesse, and they listen.
I think it's because women are idealists. That's the issue. You know, in an ideal world, that's not right. Don't do that. Do this. In an ideal world, but we don't live in an ideal world, so you can't give idealistic advice in a realistic environment.
Well, yeah, but I actually agree with you. This woman, Tyrese's wife, Samantha Love, I believe her name is, or something along those lines. She is now regretting. Basically, she's saying she regrets, filing for divorce. But it's too late. It's too late. Tyrese has moved on. And the advice that women give each other in these days and times, Kevin Samuels spoke about. He spoke about this. And women consistently, like I said, have been giving each other the worst advice for the longest time. Because women are in competition with one another. I've said this before, right? Women are in competition with one another. And if you don't believe me, then as a woman, all you do is that you get your nicest dress on and you spruce yourself up, put your nicest shoes on, etc., etc., and then walk around a group of women and watch their looks. Those women are looking at your hair, they're looking at your makeup, they're looking at your dress, they're looking at your shoes, they're looking at your ass, they're looking at your elbows, looking at your knees, they're looking at everything. Because women are constantly in competition with each other and trying to outdo each other. And this is why women give each other the worst advice, because they live in an ideal world, and women will do things like have a girlfriend that should change her dress. She should change her dress, and she does look fat in the dress. And the friend will ask, "Do I look fat in this? Should I change this?" No, girl, you slay.
Yeah.
Slay. Yes. Is that what they do, Jesse? Yes. Slay, girlfriend. Women don't give each other the right advice. And this is why, in my personal opinion, I took to the streets. If you guys are in my algorithm right now, if you go on my channel, you can see my video asking, are Black women out of control? Specifically, Black women. I actually personally believe that women in the West generally are out of control. I don't really specify the race, but because I'm Black, I used Black women. But yeah, they have consistently given each other the worst advice, and I believe that they've descended into madness, Jesse.
Do you think they give bad advice on purpose, or do you think they're just naive to what's right and what's not right?
I think they give bad advice on purpose. Do you know why I say that? I say that because you see, as an older gentleman, I consult men, right? I consult men going through family courts, men going, co-parenting situations, that kind of stuff. And what I tend to do with the men is that I tend to try and steer them down a path that I never went down, because I know the pitfalls that I had. Older women don't tend to do that with younger women. Older women will make mistake after mistake after mistake. And then when a younger woman comes along, she won't give her the right advice not to make the same mistakes. As a matter of fact, she'll be like, yeah, girl, you slay. You do it, girl. And I think that's what's wrong with women, because essentially the older women, let's say somewhere in the realm of 40s, and let's take younger women in their 20s. Both the older women and the younger women are vying for the same man. They're vying for that older gentleman, maybe in his 30s, 40s. The younger women want a guy like that because he's more established. And the older women want a guy like that because he's more established. And they've made their mistakes and they expect him to come in and swoop down and take care of her after the mistake. So I don't actually believe that older women give younger women the best advice, but I do believe that older men who have gone through certain situations give
young bloods
better advice. I do that.
Slow down, young blood.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I school you, come, let me tell you, no, don't do that, bro, because if you do that, that will happen, blah, blah, blah. Women don't do that.
I feel like, obviously, I've got a kid now, yeah?
Yes.
And I want him to be good. When I see my boy do something good, yeah? Even though it's him doing it, I'm like, yeah. Like, I live vicariously through his success.
Right.
And I can only speak from a male's perspective. And I like to see that. And I don't know if women have the same thing. Do they look
do you know what? Do you know what's very prevalent within female households is that they war with their daughters. Women are at war with their daughters, bro.
No, I know that. I'm very aware of that.
Yeah. So whereas I'm not going to be at war with my son, my son's 11 now. You've got how old is your son?
In dog years or?
How old is your dog?
Well, the dog is 3 years old.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So your son's 3.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So at some point in time, once he gets to a teenager, he's going to want to test his muscle. He's going to use you to test it on because there's no one else around. Do you know what I mean? Generally, you got to put him in his place, but it won't be a consistent thing generally for men. Whereas women, as they're growing up, a lot of the time are consistently in competition with their younger daughters, which is why when you go on social media, you can find a lot of women who are trying to dress like their daughters. They're trying to dress like their daughters, go to the same places as their daughters, trying to be a young, hot mum just like their daughters. They are in competition with their younger daughters consistently all the time. No?
I mean, the thing is, when it comes to things like that are consistent amongst all peoples of the same
race
or whatever,
culture,
I just say it's just down to genetics. Like, they can't change it.
They can't change it.
It's not intentional. So like, we can't even talk down. I mean,
but the thing is, don't you think there comes a time where you've got to try and change something that is detriment to you?
Yeah, if you're aware of it's detriment, but if you're not aware, how can you change it? How can you address it if you're unaware? That's why we have you, Mr. Garvey.
That's
Mr. I hate black women. You're here to
apparently
to teach them.
I mean, this is gonna be great content for them today, isn't it? me hating black women, but yeah. Going along those lines of, was Kevin Samuels right, Jesse? You as a father, something that me as a father, something that I hope for you for the future.
Thank you. I don't care what it is. Thank you. I'll take it.
Is that you never get to a point in your life where you and the mother of your child have to go to court for you to see your child. And in this next video, I want to play. It's from, as a matter of fact, there is a online Instagram channel called Who the Deadbeat. For all the fathers out there who have these types of problems, these are the type of guys that I consult. It's called Who's the Deadbeat, okay? And you guys need to check that channel out because that channel resonates with me. It resonates with the stuff that I consult men on consistently. So there's a video on there, Jesse, that I want to play these people, and I want everybody to have a look at this.
Who the Deadbeat?
Who the Deadbeat.
Okay, guys, this video is 1 minute and 29 seconds long. Please enjoy.
Let me see the kids. He could have called me and asked me, but he did not call me.
Judge, every time she gets an attitude with me, the first thing she do is she slap on her bulletproof vest, which is all 5 of my kids, and she say, well, if you can't get along with me, or if you don't do what I say, you will never see your kids again.
Exactly.
You will never see your kids again.
Mrs. Drew, let me say this. You doing your children a disservice. Children that who have a father who wants to be active and involved have a right to have them in their lives, and you got to make it easy for them. You have no right to make them fatherless. The girls are going to go out with the first guy they see because they don't have a dad at home that makes them feel like the princess. The dudes are just going to go wild, and because they don't have, when they're teenagers, they don't have a man in the house that does a little bit of this when they get a little gruff and angry. Because I know I've had 6 sons. I know when they get crazy, I step back and my husband step forward. So you don't have that right, and I want you to be very, very clear about that. You do not have the right to do that to your children. I don't care the way you like him or not. At no point in time should any parent say anything negative to their children about the other parent. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what's happening. You are destroying their foundation, their security, their need to have two stable parents. And you don't have that right. Neither one of you. I don't know if you're doing it or not, but I know you are. Because I know how you, because I know how you're behaving here.
No, I'm not my kids.
Hey. Inappropriate, grossly incorrect, and don't let it happen again.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Brother, let me tell you something, okay? There are a lot of men going through things like this. When you look at that video, and the guy in that video said something very specific. What he said was that when she's angry or upset or wants to manipulate the situation, she puts on her body of armor, her coat of armor, and her coat of armor are those children. And when she wants to manipulate him, he doesn't do what she says. He doesn't do the things right that she says. She says things like, you're not going to see the children. Now, as somebody who consults men on a weekly basis, and also somebody who's been through something similar, I want to kind of hand out some gems when it comes to things like this. And it's going to sound a little bit harsh, but it's for father's own good. Women like this who try to attempt to use children as a crutch, as a coat of armor, as manipulation, the only way they can do that is if you engage in their game. Now, as somebody who consults men consistently about this type of stuff, what has happened and what does happen is she knows where your weak spot is. She knows your weak spot is your children. She knows that. And the thing is with men and women is that we don't fight the same. You see, men can meet each other on the battlefield and they can fight it out. Women have to use lies, manipulation, and control when it comes to a man because they can't use these. And so the only way in which they can control a man is with his children. And so she will go to the lengths that a man won't go to when it comes to the children, because she wants to make you feel bad. She wants to get under your skin. She knows that the only way she can actually control you is to use the thing that you love the most, or the things that you love the most, which are your children. You have one task as a man, and I'm saying this from experiencing the guys that I consult. The one task you have is to not engage in the game. Now, it may sound a little bit harsh. It may sound a little bit wrong. But when I say don't engage in the game, I mean this. If you engage in her game, she now has you where she wants to have you. She can now manipulate you with the children. She can say you can't see them, you can see them. She can go and tell her friends, her father, her mother, whatever it is. It is all there to try and get under your skin. That's all it's there for, guys, okay? So for all the fathers that are going through situations like this, I would say this: don't engage in the game. And sometimes you may have to get stronger in it and say, you know what, I might not see my children for a while. Because the term narcissist is thrown around a lot. It's thrown around a lot nowadays. And from what I can see when I consult a lot of these men is that narcissistic traits live with a lot of women who have children and use them as pawns against the father. They have a lot of narcissistic traits. And one of the things to do to a narcissist is to cut them off. They don't have any contact with you whatsoever. None. They don't hear from you. You don't email them. You don't text them. It may sound harsh. You can talk to your children if you want, but you don't engage in their game. And when that happens, guys, I'm telling you, this is me speaking from experience and listening to all these guys and seeing it myself. You are going to be contacted by people who you have no idea existed. You're going to be contacted by the uncle. You're going to be contacted by the father, by the friend, by someone's going to contact you and say, hey, you know what? So-and-so told me about this and blah, blah, blah. I think you guys should do this for the kids and blah, blah, blah. Don't engage. Do not engage. That is her way of trying to get you back in to her energy field. What you must do is stay out of her energy field. Now, I know that sounds harsh. Jesse, what do you think?
You're speaking from experience. You're speaking from experience.
Listen, bro, I speak to these guys every week, bro. I speak to these guys every week, bro. And it's what's very interesting is that a lot of these women use this exact same tactics. These are guys just that don't know each other. Their women don't know each other. But I hear the same thing all the time, using the children as pawns. And if a woman knows your weak spot, she will use it a lot of the time. She will use it a lot of the time. And a lot of the guys that I consult, their weak spot are their children. And women know to use that. And so the only way your enemy can defeat you is if they know you have a weak spot. And sometimes that weak spot, you have to fortify it a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
So what you're saying is become a yardie and just don't care about your kids.
Basically. Breed up the place. And say, me not care about the kids them. No, I'm joking. I actually believe that that's what a lot of men need to do. And it's hard for men. I've seen you with your boy. Do you get what I'm saying? I've seen you with your boy, and I know you love your boy, and it's hard. It will be hard for you to take that bond, but you see that bond. It's like those movies, bro, where the villain would say, "Oh, go and kidnap his wife," or "Go and kidnap his," because they know your weak spot.
Steven Seagal movies.
Yes, there you go. They know your weak spot. And a woman who knows your weak spot are your children, she will use that to her advantage, bro. And she'll lie and she'll manipulate. And she will tell a story, an exaggerated story about you. Oh, you know why? Because he makes me feel scared or blah, blah. Whatever it is, bro, whatever it is, it's going to segue. This is just actually going to segue me onto the next video. You have to learn to fortify that weak spot. Fortify your weak spots, guys. That's my advice to you. That's my advice.
That's hard work.
But the types of women that exist when it comes to this, I want to go back to Kevin Samuels because that's what we're talking about. The late, great Kevin Samuels today. There's a Kendra G video, Jesse, that I've got there, right? And it's very interesting, the people that go on the Kendra G show. I don't know if you guys know Kendra G. Check out her show. The type of women that come on the Kendra G show are the type of women who would have come on Kevin Samuels' show before and said all this stuff to Kevin Samuels, but now it's a woman. And it's very interesting because Kendra G, when Kevin Samuels was with us, may he rest in power, they kind of had a back and forth. They kind of had a spat, and she didn't really like Kevin Samuels. But what it seemed like is, what it seemed like is Kendra G is coming to terms with the women that Kevin Samuels was talking about. Was Kevin Samuels right? Hell yeah, he was right. Jesse, could you play that video?
Guys, the video is 1 minute 37 seconds. Enjoy.
27. Do you have any kids?
Yes, I do. Yeah, 4.
You have 4 kids. How old are your 4 kids, Katina?
She just turned 7. 4, 2, and 1.
By how many men?
By 3.
3 men. Okay. Why are you not with the baby daddy of the 1-year-old?
Okay, the last 2 are by the same man. He is currently incarcerated. To summarize it, that is Satan himself, honey.
So why you have 2 kids by Satan?
Just say this, I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. It was a very lustful experience. I was young. I learned my lesson. You live life, you know, you make your mistakes along the way. I didn't believe in a so at that point, I had my children.
But have you heard of birth control?
I just am not one that believes in birth control.
What? Now, why you not with the 4-year-old dad?
He's deceased. He got killed.
Okay, and the 7-year-old dad, do y'all co-parent well?
Some people just aren't fit to be parents or whatever, but I was 19. I learned my lesson.
Okay.
I met somebody that was suitable. I was engaged to my first child's father. I was engaged to my second child's father. We parted ways. Working back on the relationship, he ended up getting killed. And yeah, I ended up dealing with my last children's father.
And when did he go to jail?
Girl, September, but we ain't been together for 2.5 years, so.
Well, the baby's 1.
Yeah, we split when I was pregnant. He busted my face open, so yeah, he was abusive.
I don't believe a word of what that woman just said. To some degree, I do. The part when she's got 4 children, I believe it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the video, like people say nowadays, the math weren't mathing. If you ain't seen this guy for 2.5 years, how come you got a 1-year-old for him? Oh, but he busted your face open. This is where we start talking about the lies and the manipulation. Jesse, these are types of women, right? This is the type of woman that would have been on the Kevin Samuels show. She would have been on Kevin Samuels. She would have been saying, oh, yeah, well, a guy needs to be this, a guy needs to be there, a guy needs to be that. She's got 4 kids for 3 different baby fathers. What's the guy supposed to do? Come in and swoop and be what? Prince Charming now?
Yeah, but look at her, man.
What about her?
Who wouldn't want?
You wouldn't want that.
And she's clearly very driven.
What's she driving?
Dick.
There you go. Stick.
She's
driving stick right about now. But 4 different children for 3 different men. And she actually said that she had 2 children with quote unquote Satan himself.
Yeah. She didn't know he was Satan.
After the first one, she didn't know.
Yeah.
Then the second one came.
Well, sometimes.
Brother, this is what I was saying earlier on about women's decision making. Women of this modern generation, their decision making is in the toilet, bro.
I feel like women mature earlier than men. So like you have like, I think I said this before on the show, that women actually start adolescence sooner than men. I think like sometimes as early as like 11 years old, yeah. Whereas an 11-year-old boy is still very much a boy. So women have this burden of being like, bro, I'm just talking shit. I'm just trying to make it make sense. I'm trying to defend women because you don't
defend them because I hate black women.
Yeah, because you hate black women. I'm just saying, it's not. Well, you need.
He's struggling. He's struggling to defend it. Go on.
I don't know, man. Just somebody help them, please.
Bro, she's got 4 different kids for 3 different men. And she said she had 2 babies with Satan himself. So if she's laying down with Satan, what does that make her? A demon? She must be a demon, right? She's got to be a demon at least. She's got to be part of Satan's minions.
Yeah.
Right? But then she's going to come on here talking like she's an angel, bro. Oh, he bust my face. You probably like that. And this is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of women out there that like the quote unquote bad guy. Now, I don't know if you know this statistic, Jesse, right? And you can check it out. What percentage of women throughout history do you think had babies?
I'd say
out of 100% of women, what percent do you think?
I'd say 80%.
That's exactly the number that they say. But 80% of women had babies.
Sounds about right.
And continue to have babies. Do you know what percentage of men have babies throughout history?
I'd say it's less than 80.
You say it's around 40, 45%.
Yeah, I can believe that.
So you know what that means if we're doing the math?
That 1 minute. That means men are having babies with women that would have babies.
Men are having babies with multiple women.
Oh yeah,
It's only 40% guys,
men.
80% women.
Oh yeah.
That means the guys have got at least 2 women pregnant.
Yeah.
Right?
Jamaican.
Which means there's a whole nearly 50 to 60% of men that don't get to breed. Why do these 80% of women keep going with this 40 percentile, 45 percentile of men?
Because men make the suggestions, women make the choices. So if a woman, like in reasonable terms, if a woman doesn't want to have sex with you, you're not going to have sex.
Right? So what is it about this 45 percentile of men that the 80% of women are attracted to?
Maybe it's their gun and their low baggy jeans. I don't know.
This is what I'm trying to say, brother. And so you see when women walk around saying, oh my God, men are trash. You know they're picking from that pool of 45% of men, right?
And they're just ignoring the other.
They're ignoring the other 50, 60% of men.
Yeah, no, but those other men, they're just
they're calling men trash, but they're picking from that 40.
Yeah, no, because those other men, that's just their friend, He's like a brother to me.
And that's the problem, because their decision making is off. Because women in your friend zone, you know that the guy that would treat you right is in there, but you don't like him. You don't like that guy. You want the guy that's got a little bit of an edge to him. He does this, he does that. He's a little bit street, is a little bit a bad boy, blah, blah, blah. So when you get with that bad boy, like the woman says, Satan himself, now you complain. You make the worst decisions, and then when the decisions happen, then you complain about the decision that you make, and then you have the audacity to say that it was men. Kevin Samuels was right.
You know, during his time, I didn't really take him in. I didn't really indulge him.
You didn't indulge in Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, I mean, like, because it was very like, this is my opinion kind of thing, and I live in a bubble. And I like to just, you know, believe of the good in people. But in hindsight, a lot of the stuff he said, I wouldn't say he was right.
He was right, bro. He was ahead of the curve. That's what I believe. I believe that Kevin Samuels was ahead of the curve. What were you going to say? Sorry, I cut you off, Jesse.
No. I was still thinking.
Yeah. Kevin Samuels was ahead of the curve. He could see what was going on. The women that you see on Kendra G and you see on all these podcasts, and you see like doing all these videos and the stuff that they're saying. You've now got women on the internet crying. One of his sayings, or his most famous saying, was "Buy a dog and die alone." Buy a dog and die alone. That's what he used to say, right? And he used to say that women are gonna buy a dog, die alone. All of these single women who want to be single, who don't care about men and don't want no man because I'm independent, I don't need no man. They're going to buy a dog, die alone, and they're going to be single with their sex toys. Sex toys. Don't we have something on sex toys, Jesse?
You got sex toys?
Well, I don't have any sex toys, but don't we have
we have some stats on sex toys. What's this? Size of the sex toy market worldwide from 2016 to 2030 in billion US dollars. So this says in 2016, let me get a bit closer to my screen. It was a $10 billion a year industry. In 2024, what was projected to be worth 40 billion. It was actually 34 billion in 2021. And they're saying by 2030 it'll be an $80.7 billion a year industry, sex toys.
That's crazy. Women are relying now on silicone to please them. Now, when Kevin Samuels says buy a dog and die alone, and a lot of women got angry and upset about it, this is what's projected. Women are projected to be relying on sex toys more so than actual men. Why?
If we don't find it weird that women have sex toys. If you know a woman's got some gadgets, you're like, oh, okay, that's your thing. If a man had sex toys, like he had
like you got.
If a man had sex toys,
like the doll that I saw when I walked in your house.
If a man had sex toys, we'd be like, that guy's weird.
Right.
He's probably into some weird stuff.
It's creepy.
Yeah, keep your children away from him. Keep an eye on him because we don't know what this man is into. But with women, it's okay. It's a bit, oh, she's kinky. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. Bro, there's a lot of things that women get away with. You know what women get away with? Women get away with calling men sassy, right? And calling men gay if they don't agree with them, right? However, if you really do think about it, there's more quote-unquote bisexual women than there are men. Women always talk about being bi. Oh, I'm bisexual. Oh, I'm bi-curious. I'm bi.
I was out on Friday last week and I was talking to this girl who I was sure was homosexual, lesbian.
Right.
And then as I was talking, she's like, oh yeah, she's talking about a guy she hooked up with. And I stopped. I was like, I'm sorry, but aren't you
from the island of Lesbos?
And she's like, oh yeah, no, I'm bisexual. I was like, okay, yeah. She's like, yeah, no, but I get BD a lot. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, BD, big dyke. I give big dyke energy. I'm like, okay.
She gives what energy?
Big dyke energy. I forget her name. I was talking to her.
But this is what I'm saying. You're just a lesbian. Because a guy could not come out and say, oh, yeah, you know, sometimes I have sex with guys.
You know, that man is gay.
He's gay, right? It'd just be gay, bro. So
which is fine for him.
Huh?
It's fine for him. Like,
I've got none if you want to have sex with guys, but this is not a gay bashing thing. It's just like, if you're gay, you're gay. If you're a lesbian, you're a lesbian. I don't think that women get to lick another woman's vagina or a woman gets to lick her vagina and you get to tell me that you're straight.
Yeah, no.
You don't get to tell me you're straight. I'm letting you know, women. Like, and you know, a lot of the time, what is happening in this space as well, there's a lot of women who are bisexual who are trying to give people advice on heterosexual relationships. Think about that. You wouldn't take advice from a bisexual man on heterosexual relationships.
No.
But heterosexual men are supposed to take your advice as women when you've got occasionally women in between your legs, or you're in between a woman's legs. I don't take your advice. I'm just letting you know as a woman, no, not for me. If you are a woman in any way, shape, or form, and you're bisexual, don't give me no advice on heterosexual relationships.
Yeah. Also, I don't have the answer. This was a question I asked someone recently. From my perspective, it seems like you have women who kind of flip between the two. Like they may be seeing a woman today, and a few weeks down the line, they could be back with men.
Yep.
And I said, I don't really think that's common amongst gay men. I feel like, again, I'm just speculating here, but I feel like when a man decides that he's gonna come out the closet and be
homosexual,
like that's him. He's there now. But then I saw that no, apparently a lot of men are down low.
Yeah, that's a new thing going on today. Now people are quote unquote down low, so men are having to hide it. I think that's silly. I think on any, whether a man or woman, is silly. If you're bisexual, if you're homosexual, be homosexual.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, like my whole thing is I'm not taking any advice from bisexual women. I'm adamant. I'm not. If you're a woman and you're into girls occasionally, don't give me no advice on heterosexual relationships. You got a woman between your legs every now and again, or now and again, you're in between a woman's legs, or she's in between yours. No way. I'm not taking your advice. No way. You don't know what it is to be in a heterosexual relationship because you're not a heterosexual.
Yeah, and I think
just like you wouldn't take my advice if I was a bisexual man, you wouldn't be like, oh, he's sassy. This gay guy can't give me any advice on a relationship. They wouldn't take it from me, bro.
No, but I feel like on the bigger picture, at the start of the show, we're talking about how women's friends give them the worst advice,
right?
With relationships as well. Women need to be cautious that if you're getting relationship advice from one of your girlfriends. What's her current status? So is she like 15 times heartbroken and she hates men?
Right.
Is she happily married to her soulmate? Is she a home wrecker? Is she forever single? What is her background in relationships? What's her perspective? Because what she's been through and how she sees things is going to impact the type of advice that she gives you. So
because women are feelings based beings, aren't they? Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, women will give you their advice based off their feelings, not based off of logic. A woman will tell another woman to be single.
Yep.
Because she's single. Oh, let's go out because we can have a hot girl summer. Really? And then once a hot girl summer's over and you've been ran through by 12 guys and been railed, now what? Now you get old and you get bitter and you say, oh, men are trash.
No.
Men are this, men are that. But like I was saying, yeah, Kevin Samuels knew that women were getting out of control. And so I took to the streets, Jesse.
Took to the streets again.
Took to the streets again. I'm always on the streets. People, what do they say? I'm outside.
I'm outside.
I was outside. And I was asking the question, were black women out of control? There's a video for that with me. Could you play that and see what she says there, please?
Guys, this video is 1 minute and 29 seconds long. Enjoy.
Through the shows, you can go through Badders, you can go through Love and Hip Hop, right? You can go through The Real Housewives of whichever one, choose one.
Okay.
You can go through all of these reality shows that consistently, and all over social media, whether it be the podcasts, whether it be stuff people are posting. There's a lot of the time that black women seem to be half naked, fighting, attitude. You don't think that's out of control behavior?
Again, I don't judge people on what they decide to do. They can do what they want to do.
So then how do you keep people in line?
You're not meant to keep people. You can't keep people in line. It's not your job to keep other people in line. Obviously, be your brother and sister's keeper.
But imagine you just spat in my face right now.
Oh, okay, no.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like someone would have to keep you in line, right?
No. In what sense?
So it's okay to just go around spitting in people's faces?
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if I was to now spit in your face, right? And somebody came to me and obviously someone's going to be like, rah, like, you don't do things like that.
Right, that's keeping you in line.
Okay.
Right.
But when you're talking about, but then that can happen to anyone of any ethnic group. It doesn't have to be a black woman. This is what I'm saying. Because, and then even the shows you've listed, of course, they are all black women. But if, this is what I said, if we flip it and it was all white women, no one calls them out of control. They say it's entertainment.
Oh, sorry.
We're back.
Sorry. How many red flags did you count in that one, Jesse?
I think I got three. I think I got three.
The worst advice, Jesse, these women keep giving
No,
each
but
other
you're
the worst advice, bro.
no, because you're going on the streets, yeah,
Right?
and
Go
you
on.
got a little clipboard, and you're saying who looks like the most uneducated
Clipboard?
person.
How dare you? That's
Yeah,
actual,
you got your
like,
criteria.
whiteboard.
No, look. You're saying who is the most uneducated person I can speak to?
No,
That's what you're doing because you're
No.
a liar. You're a liar
no,
and a coward.
no. That is not what I'm doing, Jesse. What I'm doing is I am putting a board up, and anyone can come and answer the question.
But yeah, there's a type of demographic of people who come and answer that question.
When I do it, I get all kinds of people answering. You have to go and watch. Watch the full video on my channel. It's called "Are Black Women Out of Control?" You can go and watch it, and it's not just a woman like that. The woman after her was actually quite educated, if I'm totally honest. But yeah, so when it comes to advice, what advice she was given there was that you can't keep anyone, in line.
You have a car, don't you?
I got a Bentley.
I have a car as well. It's not a Bentley.
You got a Ferrari.
When I'm driving down the road, yeah, there's little white things on the inside of me. To my
They're
right,
called lanes.
Yeah, and I stay in those. Okay, so I'm kept in line.
Correct.
Okay? We're all kept in line in various different ways. So when she says you can't keep anyone in line, it's outright lie. We have rules and regulations and laws. Whether you can see them or not, you abide by them and they keep you in line.
No, like I said, they're out of control. No, you can't. You can't keep people in line. I don't judge people. She wants to live in a world of chaos, bro.
You go and find the most uneducated people.
Brother, I'm telling you, it's not like that. I was there for hours. So all types of people. I've been to places in North London, South London, East London, West London. I go everywhere.
Go and interview some white people, please.
White people come up. They talk. There's been a few.
Next week, let's go Bermondsey. Yeah, next week. We'll interview
Bermondsey. Let's go into Bermondsey, mate.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk to the whites. Because you're making us look bad, bro. You're doing it on purpose. You're harming your own people. You should be ashamed of yourself.
That's not. Oh God, that's not the intention. The intention is to get. It's called the streets opinion. It's to get people on the streets opinions about the questions that I ask. And we've done. Would you go to war? Yeah. What is your biggest conspiracy? Whose God is a true God? Are black women out of control? There's so many different questions that I ask, bro. And I said, depending on the question you get, but come on, let's think about it. She's a black woman. She's gonna come up. She's gonna say something. I was getting the side eye from a lot of black women out there, bro. I was getting the side eye, bro.
I think we need to understand what these people have experienced in life before we can really take their opinion. Well, maybe they are broken. Maybe they just had. Have you heard of undisciplined discipline?
No, explain.
So it's basically, it's like a theory, like, you know, when you're, for example, raising a child, yeah, and imagine me sat at home all day long, playing PlayStation. I'm just sat there with my headset, shooting people and laughing with my friends. And my son comes in the room, and
so your normal day-to-day life.
No, but my son comes in the room, and I'm like, "Hey, pick up your toys." Yeah, I'm telling him what to do and how to live his life, and he looks at me, and I'm doing none of the things I'm saying. So like, it's undisciplined discipline. So these people that are giving advice, it's like maladvice being given to them, and they're now giving mad advice with me. So like, to them, it's all they know, because the people that taught them what they know should not have been teaching them anything.
100%. So are you now saying that the people that have taught a lot of these women shouldn't have been teaching them in the first place?
Exactly. It's like Karate Kid. You know, you had the Cobra Kai people. Yeah. You had Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi, yeah.
You had these kids over here being taught by that lunatic guy. You had Daniel being taught by Sensei.
So would you say that's a wider problem then? Do you think that people generally are being taught the wrong thing?
Exactly. They're what's that word? They're being radicalized and indoctrinated without even realizing it. Like you, for example. Something happened to you which makes you hate all black women.
Yeah. So then clearly I'm going to try and radicalize the rest of the world with the same ideology.
Yes, exactly.
Crazy.
Do we read comments today, or do we not read comments?
Yeah, let's read some comments before we get to the other stuff. Well, go on. Tell me a comment.
I'm going to read a comment by Jess Lee because I like the name Jess. I wonder why. They could be he or her. They say, I get irritated when she says you can't judge. Yes, you can. You can. No, you literally.
You're supposed to.
You can. You're supposed to, and you do. We all do.
You're supposed to judge.
Exactly. He said, original man. He's got a few comments. He said, men are shamed for their masculinity because the modern woman wants to control the narrative. Feminism has become corrupt and extreme. Kevin Samuels called it SIGN language. Shame.
Sign language.
Yeah.
Shame, guilt, shame, insults, guilt need to be right.
There we go. Kevin Samuels was an advocate for men, particularly black men. Feelings over logic. Feelings over facts. We've got loads more comments. Should I keep going? There's loads of comments.
Give me 2 more before we get to the next video.
On cue, we have a super chat from Original Man. $10.
$10. Thank you very much, Original Man.
He said, Kevin had the testicular fortitude to take on the modern... Oh, one sec. Sorry, where am I? Let me do it like this.
Quickly, Jesse.
No,
this is what happens when you hire amateurs.
I'm going to do it this way. This makes more sense. Kevin had the testicular fortitude to take on the modern Western feminist woman mindset. He advocated for us to embrace our masculinity and reject the gynocratic feminist narrative. Gynocratic, sorry.
Gynocratic. Okay.
I like that. I like the Original Man.
Listen, when it comes to, like he said, about the controlling the narrative thing, that's what they do with sign language. If we even go back to the video with the woman that was speaking or trying to use her children as a weapon, as armor.
That's the one.
Right, armor. That's what he said, a coat of armor. Controlling the narrative is imperative for the modern day woman. And so recently there's been another footballer. You know, I spoke about Jonathan Majors before, and I spoke about Russell Brand, and I spoke about Gwyneth Paltrow, and I spoke about Johnny Depp, and I spoke about all of these men that get accused. Say again?
And Mendy as well.
And Benjamin Mendy, yeah. And a new footballer has been accused. His name is Jack Diamond.
What?
And
never heard of him, sorry.
He has beat the case. He's been found not guilty. But it's all about what he went through. As a matter of fact, he was on the Piers Morgan show, and Piers spoke to him. And I was just like, it's the narrative. When you talk about the narrative, they need to control the narrative, because the one thing in this life that I've noticed about a lot of the modern day women is they have a lack of accountability. They can't be held accountable for anything, which is why all of the exes from modern day women are all quote unquote narcissists. They run to that word. Oh, my ex was a narcissist. Oh, my ex was an abuser. My ex was this. My ex was that. Just like the woman in the video before said she laid down with Satan and had 2 of his kids. She would prefer to control a narrative about the man than actually have accountability for having 4 children for 3 different baby daddies and having 2 of them for quote unquote Satan, as she said herself. She would prefer to control the narrative and say he was Satan. Her words, not mine. He was Satan himself, as she said. So what that does now is that now puts her in a position of victim and puts the other man in the position of the aggressor. Okay. Now, I don't know the situation. I don't know the ins and outs, but I do know that I consult men. And I do know that a lot of the time, men are the victim. And men seldom talk about being a victim. They don't like to be a victim. When a man feels like a victim, he doesn't tell people, oh my God, I was a victim, bro. Because that's not manly. So when men are victims, they're seldom, they rarely tell people. Do you know what I mean? They rarely tell people that they are victims. But women love being victims. Women relish being victims. Women will have to always be the victim in a situation because she garners all of this support and all of these feelings and all of these people around her stroking her ego, saying, oh my God, it's okay, baby. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. She loves that. Women love attention. They're attention beings. And so women always want to be the victim. A lot of the time in these days and times, men are the victim.
I've got a very good video, but it's gonna take me like a minute to get it up.
Do your thing, man. I just want to talk about like the victimhood of men. As somebody who, like I said, who speaks to men every week about this kind of stuff, you do realize that a lot of men are victims. They're victims of these narcissistic women. Jack Diamond is now a victim, or was a victim, of an accuser. Johnny Depp was a victim. Benjamin Mendy was a victim. There's been so many guys. Jonathan Majors, in my personal point of view, was a victim. He was seen sprinting away from this crazy woman on the street but he was still found guilty for some minor misdemeanor thing, right? But he was a victim. Nobody talks about the aggressors that women can be, because they're women. They must always be innocent.
That's right. We've got another super chat from Original Man again. Oh,
Thank you very much, Original
God
Man.
bless you. I'm bad at reading, so let me see if I can pronounce this word properly. He said they called Kevin sassy and gay because he took on the matriarchal. There we go. Societal norms, especially from Black women. They did call him gay and sassy, didn't they?
I told you. They call me gay and sassy.
Well, there's reasons for that.
I knew you were going to say that.
There's a video here.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jesse.
Stop it. I sent you a video on Instagram a little while back. It was a lady on the podcast doing the whole victim thing.
Right.
I don't know if you remember it. But I'm going to play it for the guys.
Yeah, play it, and then there's another one, but go on, play it.
Okay, you guys are all just like really misogynistic.
No, how do you define misogyny? What? I'm just asking how you define misogyny.
Can I go?
Are you okay? Like, do you want to go as in leave?
Can I please go home?
If you want to leave, you can leave. I was hoping we could continue having a conversation, but
that video really, really upset me.
Bro, why? Why did it upset you?
How dare they talk to her like that? Do you hear what they said to her?
They just asked her, define misogyny.
How dare they?
How dare they? And she'll probably go out to tell her friends, these guys were so misogynistic and they made me feel like...
And then one of her friends will be like, misogynistic? What does that mean?
And she'll be like, oh, you're just like them.
Can I go? Hilarious.
That actually segues me onto the video of the therapist. Jesse, listen to... Now, this is a therapist. I want people to understand. This is a therapist who's been a therapist for over 10 years, right? This isn't some regular, schmegular, degular person. Listen to what she has to say, please.
Viewers, this video is 2 minutes and 36 seconds long. Please enjoy it, and we'll be right back.
I have been trained, very strongly trained by my mentor, to never believe a woman's story in her marriage. I cannot tell you the amount of times that I have gotten sucked into a woman's story because we are so convincing. We are so manipulative. We know how to dramatize and exaggerate the circumstances and experiences in the marriage to suck someone in, to feel sorry for us, to validate us in our victim story, and have even really no awareness to question that story from a woman and try to understand, well, what would the husband say, or what's his experience, though? What's his side of the story? And we bring that into therapy. So like I said, I can't tell you how many times over 10 years that I got sucked into a woman's story, and my mentor had to help me break through my cognitive dissonance and get back to the fundamental truth that I know. I've gotten so much better. It's very rare that happens now, but it can still happen because we are so convincing. It's just like, it would almost be blasphemy to not believe some of the things a woman says. And, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's terrible. Maybe he's not a good man. We are so convincing. And I've also had the pleasure over the years where I've worked with a woman. She has a strong story of her husband and how he can be aggressive or controlling and a narcissist. And she paints this story. And then I've had the pleasure to actually meet her husband, because she's tried to, we always want our husbands to change. So it's interesting. Women will convince their husbands to take my men's course. which is interesting because of what I teach men in that course, which is about all our woman ways and how men have to take their power back. But I've met these husbands, and I meet them, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she has this story of this man, because they're the typical good man, just loves their wife, is caring, is confused about how they're always wrong and can't be right. And when I meet the husband, it doesn't add up at all with the woman's story of him. So
before you speak, Sarah, when I hear that last bit of her talk, you need to remember that, like with any story, someone's version of the story is their truth, and they just see things in a unfortunately in a fucked up way. You know what I mean? So when she's saying her husband's misogynistic or this abusive, it's like in her head he's abusive. Do you know what I mean? Not to say that he is. Like, for example, I'm saying this because the last person I was seeing, she said that I was very coercive.
I can believe her.
No, we're being serious, bro. Don't do this.
All right, sorry. Go.
And I was like, what do you mean coercive? She's like, yeah, you was trying to coerce me. I'm like, that sounds very suspect. That sounds like I'm not who I know I am. And she's like, no, you was trying to coerce me. I'm like, what you're saying is wild. Like, please give me an example. And she's like, oh, never mind. I'm like,
no, you have to explain yourself. You just accused me of being
I'm
coercive.
like, I'm thinking, like, if I'm coercive, like, leave. Like, why are you with me? It obviously didn't last long, but in her head, I had coercive traits at the very least. Like, you know me quite well. You have your view of me, but I've never heard that. So I'm saying, in her head,
was that the first time you heard it?
Yeah, first and last. First and last. And she used all other trigger words. Narcissist.
She used that against you. She said that you were
sociopath. All those trigger words. And then she said, "Can I go?"
God,
yeah,
damn.
But I'm saying, in her head, that was what I was, I guess, or maybe it just sounded good. Either way, she said it.
But then that goes back to them wanting to be a victim, and that goes back to what the woman said, right? About women, they have to be the victim, right? They have to use that manipulation and all of that kind of stuff. And she actually goes on to say that the same manipulation that women use to get her on side is now the same manipulation that they use against her if she doesn't believe them. Do you get what I'm saying? So regardless, it doesn't matter. They need to be the victim. This woman is a therapist, and she said she now knows to never believe a woman's story, just to get, basically, let's listen to both sides first.
Always in life.
I'm just not going to believe you because you say something.
Exactly. In life, you always have to get both sides as a rule of thumb.
Yeah, but remember, there was a hashtag a few years ago.
Me too. You was in that, wasn't you?
Yeah. She deserved
it. Not funny.
No, people will use that. She didn't deserve it. I didn't do anything, guy. I didn't do anything. I'm joking.
Anyway, hashtag.
No, it was believe all women.
Yes,
that was the hashtag believe all women.
We should.
Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, like that's what it is. Believe all women. Apparently, we're supposed to believe all women. Apparently, it doesn't matter whether or not Johnny Depp gets accused. Because you remember when Johnny Depp was accused, bro, everyone believed Amber Heard.
Yeah, why wouldn't we? She's a woman.
When Benjamin Mendy got accused, everyone believed.
Of course.
When Jonathan Majors was accused, everyone believed.
Rightly so.
Women just get believed, bro.
We have to believe them all the times, because even if they're lying 99 times out of 100, there'll be one woman who isn't lying. So we can't take any chances.
No, but no one should just be believed. Everything that I'm saying right now should not just be believed. The only way in which we find out the truth is to go and do the research and find out for ourselves, right?
Yeah, true. Do
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just get believed. You're not in any position. I'm not in a position to just get believed. Do you know how many stories I could tell right now of stuff that's happened? Bro, there's a lot.
I can imagine.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't just get to be believed. People will take it. And that's why a lot of the time it's so funny. That's why that quote unquote story time. It's a whole woman thing on TikTok. Story time. Let me tell you about the time that blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And women sit there and they take it in. Oh my God, she just could be just lying, bro. Do you know what I mean? She's just lying.
Yeah,
Why did she get believed? It's crazy, bro. Do you know what I was actually thinking about? I was actually thinking about the modern day mothers, because I keep going back because this is close to me because I talk to men.
You're the man whisperer.
The women nowadays, there's a new challenge on TikTok, right? Women, this is not men now. Women are getting their children, they're setting up the camera, and they're saying to their children, I don't know if you've seen it, they're saying to their children, look, I know I told you not to curse bad words. I know you're not supposed to say bad words, but you can get them all out. Just look in the camera. I'm going to go out of the room and you say all the bad words that you want. Bro, you've got 3, 4, 5-year-olds on there cursing the craziest stuff, which means they've heard it. But I'm like, why would you set that up for children to do? Why? Why do you want your child on the internet, which never forgets, cursing and using the worst words known to mankind for everyone to be entertained by it? Why? And I just realized there's something going on with the mothers of today. Also, there's a thing, Jesse, I know you've got a boy, I've got a boy, but men have got this thing of, we want to keep our daughters off the pole.
Yes.
We don't want our daughters to become strippers.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Stay off the pole.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, do you know that you've got women on the internet, I don't know if you've seen the video, of women, mothers taking their daughters to stripper classes and pole dancing classes?
Because it goes back to what we said earlier.
The worst advice!
And they don't want the daughter to surpass them.
What, so they're setting their daughters up to fail?
I thought I said this earlier. Yeah, no. So this is something I realized a long time ago, that a lot of mothers do not want their daughters to be better than them.
Whereas men, I would love my son to be better than me.
Exactly.
Oh my
I'm
God.
proud I'll feel. I would live vicariously through him. Like, my son can be benching like 6 plates, not 6 plates, let's be 4 plates. And I'll be like, yeah, I did that.
You're making me think, is that the reason why so many fathers push their sons into like sports, boxing and stuff? And they're in their corner and they're watching their son like, yeah, get him, son, go on.
Look at John Fury, Tyson Fury's dad. Last fight, I saw John Fury topless on the way in. I'm like, I wasn't even mad at it. Like, how much of Floyd Mayweather Sr. do we hear?
Oh, all the time. He loves the fact that his son's better than him.
Yeah,
I mean, he still talks.
There's another boxer. It's like Danny Garcia. His dad.
Garcia's dad.
Angel Garcia. He's always talking. Like, that's my boy. Like
Chris Eubank now with Chris Eubank Jr.
There we go. Like, we live in vicariously for our sons. Like, it's as good as us doing it.
Lewis Hamilton.
There we go.
With his dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yeah.
Fathers want to live through their sons, whereas you're saying mothers want to keep their daughters at the worst because they don't want them to excel them.
I guess so.
Do you know what's so funny? There's a story I could tell, but it's just too personal. You're actually right.
No,
I've seen it with my own eyes. You're actually right.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Let's not say all, because not all of us, but there's a lot of mothers out there that are in competition with their daughters and don't want their daughters, because you know what it is? Their daughters are a younger, prettier version of them. And they always thought that they were the young, because a lot of women who look young get told that. What, you're 45? No, you don't look 45. You look about 28. Mm-hmm. And they love it. Yeah. But then her daughter walks in, who's 20. And you're like, oh, God damn. She doesn't want that attention being taken off her.
I can't wait for my son to bring home a real baddie.
But you just keep yourself in line.
When she's at the room, I'll be like, yo, I'll look at him and be like, give him the nod, like, well done.
You'll be like, well done,
that's my boy. But that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy.
Oh God, that's very interesting. That is actually you actually made me think about that, you know, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm not as dumb as I look.
I mean, you're not as dumb as you look. No. And you look quite dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, but you know, well done. How long have we been on there?
1 hour, 4 minutes, 27, 28, 29.
We're getting to that time. Have you got any comments that you want to read out though?
I believe so. Do we have any more videos? 1, 2. No, that's all the videos.
Is that all the videos done?
That's all the videos done. Comments. Afro Nacional said, mother compete with daughters when she has no husband. We have another super chat from Guess Who.
Big up the super chats. From who?
Original Man again.
From Original Man again.
Share them.
Original Man, I appreciate it.
He said the hashtag Me Too movement and believe all women results. Johnny Depp, Jonathan Majors, Cuba Gooding Jr., etc. They were the results of the believe all women hashtag and the Me Too movement hashtag. Some big facts there.
It's true.
Let's see. Na ma mam ja 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 said they called Kevin gay to ridicule him, not knowing gay men out on black people 4 to 6 times. Funny you said that, because someone else just said in the comments, I was reading them, that you don't meet a gay or lesbian person earning less than 50K a year. I mean, you do, but there are many homosexual people that earn a lot of money. And I wonder what that's about.
Why you got so much money? Sorry, go on. What?
It was the same comment. Lex said, sounds like she's got BPD, probably believes her own lies. That's bipolar disorder, I believe. I think that's about possibly referring to my old babe saying that used to coerce her.
Yeah, you see, like you were saying, like people, do you know what I've got to say it. Do you know that a lot of people create stories in their head and have you arguing their story? They have you defending a position. So you know when your woman said, "Oh, you're a narcissist," or you have to defend a position that doesn't even exist.
Exactly. That's crazy, right?
So all of a sudden now, they can now create a whole story off of something that doesn't exist. Oh, he's a this, he's a that. And then you find yourself defending a story that doesn't even make sense. And you're like, no, I'm not a narcissist. Well, yeah, but why have you got to be narcissist? And you're like, hang on, how did we get here? Why am I defending something that actually doesn't exist?
Yeah. My issue with any kind of argument is when we stray off topic. So it's like we argue in point A, and then for one person in the argument or debate to back up point A, they refer to, let's call it point B. Okay, so then I have to address point B because of point A. Okay, now because if I address point B, you say no, that's wrong, and now we're arguing point B. Okay, and then to 100%. Back up point B, I might bring up point C. Yeah,
right,
and then you bring up point D, and now we're debating point D, and you win because that's what I was here for. And then we're now talking about point D, and we're like, hold on, wait.
This wasn't even.
Let's go back, but
back to point A, but it's too late.
It's too late now. We got another super chat. Sorry.
Oh,
guess who it's from?
From Original Man.
Again, that is for what?
Original Man.
We got to invite him on the show. Original Man, wherever you are, we'll fly you out here. The cheapest ticket possible.
What does it say?
It says they got women with daughters pole dancing. That's true.
Yes, that's what I said.
That's crazy.
That's what I said. Talking about that arguing point, right? This is something that as a father I've been through, right? And it's something that I've heard people speak about, right? So a story will be created around you, right? Remember, you can't control the narrative. The woman was talking about control. So you can't control the narrative. The mother controls the narrative. That's why she can say, oh, he's a deadbeat dad. Right now, what I've realized is that a lot of fathers aren't deadbeats. All they are men who have just refused to jump through the hoops that the mother wants them to jump through. There are deadbeat dads out there. They exist. However, a lot of the women walking around nowadays saying that men are deadbeats, the men aren't deadbeats. They just don't want to jump through the hoops that this mother has given to them. And so now they don't jump through the hoops. Now they're a deadbeat dad. And now, after being a deadbeat dad, that mother goes and tells all of the family and all of the friends that this guy is a deadbeat dad, where he's not. But again, now he's got to argue a position that he's not actually in. So when people call him, yo, bro, he's like, that's not the position. That's not where I'm at. But he's now got to argue and defend the position. And that's part of the manipulation of control, for people to get you off your square to defend a position that actually doesn't exist for you. It's not actually for you. It doesn't resonate with you. It's not your life. It's not part of who you are. And that is what a lot of these mothers do. They have you defending position. So what I've come to realize, I'm going to talk about something in my personal life, I just don't give it any energy. Think what you want.
Yeah.
I'm the devil.
Yeah, this is when you
think what you want. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, because how you react to it is what gives it power.
Of course.
So if you just say, yeah, Okay, that's what you believe. I know it's not true. You know it's not true.
The person that created it knows it's not true, but truth is not part of this thing.
Yeah.
Because Jesse, look, yesterday you had
What day yesterday?
You had dinner with Bigfoot yesterday.
Yes, me and Sasquatch.
You and Sasquatch had dinner with each other.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if I say which is a lie, why did you have dinner with Sasquatch?
Yeah.
You're now in my story, bro.
Yeah.
You've got to defend something that doesn't even exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Sasquatch, what are you talking about? And why does he wear size 25 feet?
I'd be like, listen, it wasn't Sasquatch, okay? I like bigger women, okay? Please.
Do you know what I'm saying? And so all I'm saying is that now you're defending a position that doesn't exist. And we live in a world where people create so many different stories for people that they have to defend, right? You find yourself, it happens online in the comment section.
Yeah.
People create stories about the person, and then you find yourself, or people get involved defending something that actually doesn't exist.
Yeah, got another super chat here from Afro National.
Afro National, thank you very much.
Great work, fellas. Support Black media fam. Guys, while I'm here, please be sure to like this video.
Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe this video. As a matter of fact, I want to say something actually, Jesse. Guys and girls, if you have joined this live and you see me here, what I want you to understand is that your algorithm, is weird. Because there's been a lot of people who have seen a video of mine and said, oh, Sarah, I haven't seen you for months. Months?
MUNTZ?
I post every day. I post on this channel every single day. So if you haven't seen any of my videos for a while, it's not because I'm not posting. It's because your algorithm's a little bit.
You got turn on notifications.
So turn on notification. No, but even then, people have got notification bell and it's not working sometimes. So yeah, turn on notification bell. Just subscribe to the channel, please, and you will see videos every day. If you don't get them, that's just because your algorithm. Just go on the channel, you'll see a new video every single day. New content for all of you. Okay,
done now.
Jesse, it's been an interesting show, bro.
I want to read one more comment.
You want to read one more comment? Go on.
Most Black people are obsessed with 1, religion, 2, interracial dating and marriage, and 3, gays and lesbians, etc. Rather than focusing on yourself and what you're doing. I definitely believe the religion and the marriage part.
Yeah, but that's, you see, part of that focusing on yourself thing, that's part of the thing that I'm talking about not getting distracted by being involved in other people's stories.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of you talk about other people's stories, that can go down the religious route. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's someone else's story that people get distracted by and involved in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't get distracted and involved in other people's stories. I try to create my own. I try to create my own and try to live my own. And I've just got to the point now in my life where I'm just like, you know what? I just got to create my own story. Do you know what I mean? Like, I used to follow other people's stories and I used to follow other people's narratives. And I don't know, I've just got to that point, Jesse. I'm just like, I'm just going to do me, brother.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to do me.
You're the best at doing you.
Thank you all for joining in. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the super chats, guys. Thank you for just being a part of this. I said the channel's growing. Guys, I've got new content every day. Okay, just bear with us. We're just going to be taking this to the next level, and then the next level, and then the next level. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And Jesse, next time we're on air, you got to tell them about that time
with the Krispy Kremes.
And the Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're ready for that, but yeah, we'll do that.
Thank you all for tuning in. I have been Sa Ra Garvey. Jesse is the man behind the camera. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.